Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Here on this channel I share with you some coins that are part of my collection and tell you what to look for in your very own collection. Alright, so this one right here is a pretty special penny, I believe. I believe this is one of the special BIE errors. So as you can see right there, there's Liberty, L-I-B, and it looks like there's a raised mark right in there between the B and the E. That's what's known as the BIE error, and that's a die cud or a die crack. So that's what we're going to get into today. We're going to talk about this variety. We'll talk a little bit more about the 1957 penny, how many were made, and some other cool varieties that were made right around 1957, 1959. 1959, there were actually a lot of really cool varieties. So after we talk about this BIE error, we'll get into that 1959 errors. All right, so the BIE error, you see it right there on the left. Now this is a common coin that I pulled out while coin roll hunting. I've got a lot of coin roll hunting videos on the channel, and usually I just share with you some of my finds from that. I don't do too many live streams anymore. Just been focusing on pulling out the real neat ones and sharing them with you. So this 1957, it's your standard wheatback penny, with the exception in that it has the BIE error on the left. So in 1957, there were a lot of these produced. They were kind of increasing. I believe they must have been increasing the mintages right before they ended the wheat penny, starting in 1959. So in 1957, at the Philadelphia Mint, there were 282 million of these produced, but the real production came in the Denver Mint that year. There were over 1 billion made at the Denver Mint. So that's how many of these were produced. I'll flip it over so you can see the reverse. You can see that it's just your standard wheat back right here. Now I'm not sure if that's an error as well on this side right here, if there's another like die gouge right there, die cud. But let's talk about the die cracks and the die cuds and what those mean. So this information right here is coming to you from the website lincolncentresource.com/FAQs/BIE. So they talk about the BIE error on their website, and they define it as the BIE error is named after the die break between B and E in Liberty. The thin area between the B and E seems to be the most frequent part of the Lincoln Cent die cracks that die cracks off. The letter I that appears to be between the B and the E is the reason that the error is called the BIE error. There are over 1,500 types of BIE errors out there. So I guess there's a lot of different varieties, and that would make sense as, when it cracks right there, it could really go kind of in any direction. All right, continuing about the BIE errors. Majority of BIE errors occurred in Lincoln Cents dating in the 1950s. So that kind of confirms my understanding here, looking at a 1957. So this website is saying that most BIE errors occur in the 1950s. So let's talk about the difference between a die crack and a die cud. Now, a lot of people use them interchangeably. I probably use them interchangeably myself, but I'm kind of trying to get a little bit better with the definitions and the terms of coin collecting. So there's a slight difference between a die crack and a die cud. And the main difference is that the die cracks go down, die cuds go up. So a die crack occurs when a die, after being subject to immense pressure during the minting process, cracks, causing a small gap in the die. If this damaged die continues to the production coin, so sometimes they catch it and take it out of production, but if this continues to the production level, the metal will fill into the crack, thus revealing a raised line of metal in the finished coin. Specimens with more prominent die cracks can command high premiums, are varieties to coin collectors. So that's what a die crack is. So that's caused when it goes down and then the metal later fills it in. But a die cud, it's a different variety, and a die cud is a die defect in which the coin bears a raised portion of metal, so the metal goes up before they fill it in. until a die crack. This is unintentionally a bump in the coin is caused by a dent or gouge in the die, therefore allowing the coin to fill into the gap during the minting process. So those are kind of the definitions. This is a real cool coin right here, but let me tell you about some other cool kind of 1950s varieties. So 1959, the 1959 mule coin is one of the most well-known varieties out there. So a mule coin occurs when they mismatch the obverse and the reverse. So in 1959, all of the coins were supposed to have Lincoln on the front and then the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, the mule coins had Lincoln on the front and the wheat penny reverse. But they said 1959 on the front. So that's kind of what they call a mule error. They mismatched. They used the wrong die for the front versus the back. So there are some other mule errors out there as well, in which they mismatch kind of different years, different metal contents, all kinds of different stuff kind of get mismatched, and the front is different than what the back should be. All right, let's talk about some other cool 1958 pennies. I've got the Cherry Picker's Guide to Rare Die Varieties of United States Coins right here in front of me. And if you flip to 1958, the first one for the penny that appears on there is a super valuable one. This coin is at a MS65 grade is worth $40,000. So it's a double die obverse with all obverse lettering. So every single letter on the obverse of the coin is doubled. And the description of it is, this is a very strong double die obverse with obvious separation on all of the letters and numbers. The weakest doubling is on the date. So that's the most valuable 1958 double die obverse that you'll probably ever find out there. So let's get into 1959. So 1959 has a few double die obverses as well in the kind of the $20 to $30 range. There's also a 1959 repunched mint mark, the 1959 Denver Mint repunched mint mark. So let me tell you what that is. This is a very nice triple punched mint mark. Wow, the secondary D is evident to the west and east of the primary D. So the repunched mint mark, which I've made some videos about, but imagine if this coin had a mint mark on it. See if I can grab a coin for you that's got a mint mark on it. So right here, so that P right there represents Philadelphia. That's the mint mark on it. A repunched mint mark would be multiple mint marks that occurred in the same kind of coin. So it would be this, and apparently the 1959 D repunched mint mark is a triple repunch. So you've got a mint mark right there, and then there's one to the east and whoops, this would be the east and to the west of the coin. So that's definitely something worth looking into. Always check the dates, the letters for numbering, and if you've got a 1950s penny, you might want to check the BIE error. So I'll start to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed this video, please do check out some of the other videos on my channel. I'm always open to suggestions about how to improve this video, or what videos I should make in the future. So feel free to leave those in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video and you want to get notified every time I post a new video, hit the little bell next to the subscribe option, and that will give you a notification every time a new video is posted. I try and post one video a day, but sometimes, I get a little behind and can only do a few a week. All right, hopefully you enjoyed. Take care, everyone. Best of luck coin collecting. Enjoy.